Hey guys, another Open Dragon Mouth. I know I've not made another video. I usually do semi-monthly. It's usually my schedule for making videos, but this month has been a tough one for the family because I recently lost my grandmother. She was just walking and she just fell down, broke multiple bones, and they said there was nothing they could do. So we had the service about a couple weeks ago. It's a tough time because she was she was the most loving member of the family. So it's tough to see her go. But at age 86, I can't say it wasn't unexpected. And on top of that, I've also been working at a new job. I was hired earlier this month, so I'm working with another company, and yeah, I'll be going in and out with them for a bit. So, but it's not going to affect my FurCon schedule that much. I am still expected to make 2 more cons this year, so yeah, we don't have to worry about that. So, not much news going on, but this one caught my attention. Not too long ago, we've recently had the IG Nobel Prize Awards. Now, if you don't know what they are, you probably know that every year Nobel Prizes are given out for big achievements in different fields. This one is more of a parody, which they give out prizes for oddities and just studies and stuff that nobody really cares about. And I've been looking up to see how much they give out, and one article says they give out $10 trillion in cash prizes in Zimbabwean dollars, which in American dollars, it's only fractions of a cent. But 10 trillion is pretty much a lot of money. And I looked it up, and in American dollars, that's about over 27 billion American dollars. So that's actually that's still a good amount. But there were 2 different studies that I had to look at. First off was a man from Egypt who passed away some time ago by the name of Ahmed Shafiq, who was investigating the implications of rats wearing trousers. I'm not making this up. Supposedly what he was doing is that he was comparing the material of the trousers into how it affects their sex drive. He used polyester, he used cotton, a wool, and a polyester cotton blend. So now he died back in 2007, and back then he found out that rats were actually less active if they had any polyester in their trousers. The possibility being that they created an electrostatic charge. So it pretty much made them uncomfortable. He suggested that those results could be applied to humans. So if you're looking for a night out, avoid polyester. The other one was by a man named Charles Foster, who is from University of Oxford in the United Kingdom, who won a prize for living like an animal. And I'm not just saying just wander into the woods, just live lifestyle. He had to mimic a badger, an otter, a fox, a deer, and a bird in an attempt to see the world through their eyes. And he took all this and wrote a book on his experience. So what he did was that he lived as a badger in a hole in a Welsh hillside. When he did a fox, he went through trash cans in London's East End looking for scraps of chicken tikka masala and pepperoni pizza. And if that was enough, he was tracked by bloodhounds through the Scottish countryside in order to find out what it would be like to be a deer. If he wanted to find out, just come to one of our fur cons. But I give props to this guy for just giving up his dignity. Let's go into movies. The biggest surprise to me was Storks. I was expecting this to suck. I mean, it's Storks having a business with babies. If there is a movie where the central plot is around babies, you can count me out. I can't stand movies about babies. Maybe with the exception of Rugrats, which, back in the 90s, it was actually an okay show to watch. But on Rotten Tomatoes, it's holding a 64, which is a decent rating, by my standards anyway. I was like, how did it get this kind of rating? I was expected to go much lower than that. Well, it turns out that the cast and the animation is actually not that bad. The big problem is the pacing. It's hyperactive, like the children in the theater. Everything goes by way too fast. Occasionally it does take a breath, but then it just goes back full speed. And the jokes are also hit and miss. Kind of expected. But overall, it's average. It's okay. But the other one, this movie was, it's called Blinky Bill, the movie. And it was actually already released in Australia last year, but now it's getting a release here in the United States, a limited release. Now, I took a look at the trailer just to see what it's like, and Blinky Bill, who is a koala, is looking for his father. But I actually took a look into the history of it. It actually has a big, big history going back into 1933, where the character had first appeared in the book Jacko, the Broadcasting Kookaburra. And then from there, Blinky Bill got a series of his own books. And it has been a big part of Australia as far as children's classics. Now, I don't know anything about this character because I don't think it really caught on here in America. But what it is that he is a mischievous koala. His stories tell of his adventures as well as presenting messages of conservation. Yeah, he's mischievous. He has a love for his mother, and he has friends such as his stepsister Nutsy, a kangaroo named Splodge, a platypus named Flap. We have a marsupial mouse. We have a wombat. So, throughout the stories, he does things that are realistic for koalas, as well as things that children would like to do. And it wasn't just books. He had a TV series. Not just one. I think he had two. One of them was the New Adventures of Blinky Bill, and the other one was just The Adventures of Blinky Bill. The first television series was back in 1980, and the other one was all the way in 1993. And he also had a computer game, which had some moderate success. There was also an animated film, which was called Blinky Bill the Mischievous Koala. It had some moderate success as well. It brought in nearly $2 million at the box office. So then last year they came out with a CGI film, which was released in Australia, and like I said, it will be released here. Interestingly, it had good ratings by the critics, giving it an 86. But the audiences, not so much. Why is that? This is one of those rare instances where the critics like it, but the audiences don't. So why is that? Well, I guess it would have to... well, without me having looked at the books, I can't fairly say for sure. I can only base it by what I see in the trailer. And it's just okay. I mean, there's nothing really outstanding to me. I mean, the CGI just like Storks is okay, and I can't get the image of him picking his nose, putting his booger on the antagonist, which is some kind of cat that's chasing him. But just nothing really stands out to me on that. But I don't know if this movie is going to be released in my area because it's a limited release. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know much about Blinky Bill, and just by the trailer, it doesn't really stand out to me. But we'll see. And so we'll get into upcoming events. And for the month of October, to the 7th to the 9th will be Fur Reality in Ohio. Cincinnati to be exact. Then we have Western Pennsylvania Furry Weekend at the same time, which will be in Pittsburgh. 14th to the 17th, Furcation over in the UK. Then we got Furloween on the 22nd down in Florida. 27th to the 31st, which will be FangCon, which I will be attending. In fact, I've been working on an intro track. It's been a long time since I used FL Studio, which was, if you go to my FA page, you'll see some old tracks that I used to make back in the day. But I've since then put in a new plugin called Silent. It was brought to my attention by a friend of mine. You will probably know him as DJ Fen. And I just fell in love with that thing. There's just a lot more professional sounding stuff and some great tools for me to use with that plugin. So you'll be hearing that. And I've even brought in some samples to fit in with the theme of the con, which is Furballs, based on the sci-fi parody Spaceballs. But anyway, FangCon is going to be held in Alabama this year because of some hotel issues with Knoxville. Because Knoxville is a college town. That's where the University of Tennessee is, and more than likely it's going to be booked because of their football season. So that would be their main reason. 28th to the 30th, we got, as a matter of fact, we got 4 events going on at the same time. We have Furpocalypse over in Connecticut. Elliott's Fall Festival down in Florida. And, alright, well, this is not actually a con. It's Morph Parade. And this is a... now, this is a proposed furry event from what I'm seeing here. It is been described as a kimono-only event, which will be taking place in Bangkok, Thailand. I don't have much information on this one. So yeah, so if anyone is in that area, just check up with more information on that, because that's all I have for that. Yeah, but yeah, I think that's going to be it, because other than that, it's been not a good time to be here in North Carolina. Rainstorms. Every time I turn on the TV, it's politics, and I'm cleaning out my closet of some old stuff, because I'm running out of room in here. So, other than that, just got to prepare for FanCon, and I will see you guys around. This Dragon's Mouth is now closing.